Okay, so the next thing that I tend to do after I've done one range stops is going to be yielding the rib cage. You're going to start realizing that lateral flexion is a big thing to me. Yielding this rib cage around my inside leg and having it move off, not for me to keep my leg there, I think is so important. What it really does is it lifts the back up, but it brings the pelvis underneath so that he can get up and over his back. So just like we did it on the floor, is I'm going to have a bit more contact. Now, I often ride with a single bridge, but if I'm schooling, it's going to be my normal hands. The thing to think about is about bringing the bit up in the corner of the mouth, not down and low and back. If you bring your hands up, that neck is going to want to extend. He's going to release through his jaw, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head in a straight line. I don't want to turn the shoulders or bend the neck too much. All I'm going to do is have one hand, my inside hand, is going to create a little bit of flexion, but not a lot. I only want to be able to see the corner of the eye. My outside rein is going to slow the shoulder down. I'm going to push my outside knee down into my foot to weight the outside, and then I'm going to slide this leg back, and I'm going to put it on until it yields, and I'm going to come away. What we're going to end up with, hopefully, what we're going to end up is this. Where, yeah, good. And one of the things to notice is the second I do it, he wants to put his head down. This is really what people mean, I think, when they say inside leg to outside rein. So on this side, it's going to create a little bit of flexion, but it's not really holding anything. The outside rein is just going to close to slow him down. Okay, and so there's the difference between yielding the rib cage and crossing the back leg. When he just crossed his back leg rather than yielding through the rib cage, his head didn't want to change. And it's just something to check in, is I'm not putting his head down. What I'm actually doing is trying to bring his pelvis under and lift the thoracic sling so that he wants to put his head down all by himself, which is a balance thing. So on this side, this outside hand just lifts up and squeezes a little bit. Good. And when he yields that rib cage nicely, I can really give with my hands and he'll start stretching down into a little bit more of an outline. There, good. Good. And the way that I'm going to use my leg on him, because eventually what I want is I don't want to have to put my leg on. I want to be able to just wait and slide that leg back like this and not actually put it on. So if he's not reacting or responding to it, is I'm going to tap it like this. But then when I go back, I'm going to retest it by just sliding my leg back and not actually put any pressure on. Just slide my leg into the position. So this side is he's being a little bit stiffer on this side, so I slow that outside shoulder. That might have to bump a little bit. There, good. When he starts getting the idea. So as the horses get better and better at this, what we can do is we can start turning it into different things. So for instance, if I keep his shoulders quite nice but moving, and imagine a cone in the middle, is I can do a turn on the forehand. Good boy. If, however, I might do this so that you can see it from behind. If, however, I slow this outside shoulder down a little bit more and just ask for the rib cage, I'm going to get something that's going to look a little bit like a leg yield. And so what I really want to do is build these tools that I'm going to use and then use them to create relaxation, but to also develop the horse to be able to be a ridden horse. And that's yielding the rib cage.